and welcome to another Finally Friday video. This week's card is a standard size card, or it starts out that way anyway. So I've cut down a letter size piece of cardstock down just in half, and the size that it's cut to is 8.5 by, let's see, 5.5. And I'm scoring at 4 1/4, and then I'll just be folding the cardstock. The way I score it is I make a little tick mark and then use a T-square ruler so that I get the scoring line perfectly perpendicular to the cut. So anyway, bone folders are really good for as a scoring tool, or in a pinch you could probably use like a ballpoint pen that doesn't have any ink in it anymore. You could use that as well. Just some pattern paper I'm just going to put at the bottom of the card. My idea here is I wanted to create sort of a scene of some wrapped Christmas gifts or Christmas presents. And so this pattern paper at the bottom of the front of the card is just going to kind of ground the presents and make it seem a little bit more like a scene. I've got some different pattern papers that I'm going to be using with this. These are some papers by Cosmo Cricut, their latest Christmas papers, and I'm just drawing out some basic shapes and then cutting them out. Nothing exact. I want them to be a little bit quirky, so you know, non-straight lines are just fine. And I'm going to be punching one out because I wanted it perfectly square, you know, just an easy way to get that shape. And then I'm just trimming out another one that I've sketched. The way I'm going to make these look like gifts is I'm going to be using some embroidery floss or like cross-stitch thread, or you could use any type of string you have, and wrapping it around one of the gifts and tying a bow on the top. It's just to make it look a little bit like a present, a little more real, I guess you'd say. And for the other one that I'm going to be putting a bow on, I decided that I would use some white taffeta ribbon. And the first thing I'm doing is adding some adhesive down the front of the present, and I'm just going to press the ribbon on, and then I'll be turning it over and adding some additional adhesive on the back. And I'll be trimming it down so that it fits perfectly on the, so the ribbon fits on the present. The way I'm going to be adding the bow on the top of the present is I'm going to be tying a knot in the taffeta ribbon, and then I'll just use a little bit of adhesive to apply it above the present. So that's why I'm doing that. And I'm using a different ribbon edge on this. I just thought I'd take tick marks in from the side, like little V cuts. I'm using just some foam mount for the presents, just to attach them to the card front. And I've cut this little one in half so that it could go on the back of the knot for the gift. And I'm just adhering everything to the card front, just getting it in the right spot. I'm using more of those foam mounts. And then I was thinking the card looked pretty good, and I was going to add some additional things to it, some more stamping or something like that. But I ended up just cutting it down, and I decided it would make a really great like card/tag to put on a gift. So I'm adding an eyelet that I can use, thread the string through when I attach it to the gift. And these are some jumbo eyelets from American Crafts. And I'm using my Crop-A-Dile to set them. And here we go. I'm just checking the setting to make sure it's right. Everything looks good. When you set the eyelet, you always want to have the little pokey out part going down into the eyelet. That's how I know that I'm using the right side. And again, I'm just using more of that embroidery floss or that thread to just finish off the corner of the tag. And I'm tying a little knot in it so that it won't slide through too much. And that pretty much finishes the project for this week. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next week for another Finally Friday video. I hope you enjoyed it.